Hey everybody, Joe at Bumble Acres. 3 videos in 1 day. That's a record. Whew. So, my musings from earlier, musings from today. This quarantine situation that we find, quarantine's a strong word, I know, but this isolation's a strong word. What do you call this? Social distancing concept, to me, has forced many of us to take stock in what is important around us. And if you'd asked a month ago what was the most important thing that people had, they would have named a product with which they purchased. And there's many ways that we've learned what products actually count. We've also learned that people have an odd affinity for great amounts of toilet paper in a sense of emergency, which, man, if you need that much, as soon as you get done with this crisis and it's over, go see your doctor because you've got some bowel issues, you need to get some fiber in your life or whatever. But digress. I was thinking earlier, what have I done so far today? Fed the animals, fed our rabbits, chickens, turkeys, ducks, our dogs actually, and cats. Fed ourselves. Went through and put up the rest of the garden fence around. We couldn't actually put the gate up because the cement hadn't set enough, and that's a project for another day. Maybe when it hasn't rained forever, it'll finally be there. Cleared out half our garage and set up the brooding area for our chickens because we have an influx of meat birds and egg layers coming in about a week and a half. Just went through, and the back of the area of my property is wooded. It's not really right to call it wooded. It's got a lot of trees. On 4 acres, I don't think it's fair to call what I have a wooded area, since it's probably only an acre and a half, maybe, of trees and tons of leaves. And it's important to let leaves fall, and when they fall, and let them stay there through the winter. It helps with the soil, helps protect it from the harshness of the winter with the snow. But winter's over, spring's here. We've got a couple dips of cold left, but generally now is the time that we need to clear up those leaves off the ground so that the soil can breathe and the soil can start to regenerate, and hopefully get good grass back there. But I was thinking of, what is your quarantine currency? And to me, it's time. It's reminded us that the most important thing that we have in this world is time. That is the currency of our life, and how we spend it and what we spend it on defines us. A lot of people have been forced to take stock of themselves and spend time in their own head, in their own world, in their own home. And it's forced people to confront some realities about themselves that maybe they don't really like. All the noise that they usually create around themselves in order to get through life, suddenly they can't do, and they're forced to confront a lot of difficulties. I am been sober for 3 years and a couple months, and I can tell you, through most of my life, has been very noisy, and I tried to make everything around me as loud as possible to drown out all of the inner issues, and alcohol was a part of that, and sobriety was coming to terms with me as a person. And I'm hoping people are taking this opportunity to look at themselves and really look at, who are you as a person? And what is the currency of your life? What do you spend your time on? Is it social games online where you just run around and you interact with a whole different persona? You're not you, you're who you wish you were. Are you spending time planting a garden or doing functions and actions? And there's nothing wrong with that, but a lot of people say just plant a garden, and I do agree you should plant a garden, but don't plant a garden thinking that your purpose is suddenly answered by the fact that you become a gardener. Everything can be healthy and everything can be unhealthy. Sobriety is learning to embrace the healthy aspects of your life and learning to identify and monitor the unhealthy ones. But that gets us back to where we find ourselves now in this quarantined currency period. What is the currency of your life? And I would challenge you to post, what actions are you doing? What did you do today? What are you spending your currency of life on? Because that is what will define you. So, Joe at Bumble Acres, three videos today. First one's not really video, it's just me reaccounting the chasing of my chicken through my house. But that's part of life. So I hope you all are doing well. I hope you are spending the currency of your time well. And, post videos about what you're doing to motivate all of us. I'm a busybody. I always like to be busy. So I'm finding. That's a good thing about a homestead. I always got stuff to do. But even if you don't have a homestead, you still have ways that you can better your life and actions you can take. And how are you spending that time? Are you just spending it now playing games all day long online? Now that they've opened up the bandwidth, are you finally getting to play your computer games at the speed you've always wanted? You know, are you diving deeper into this persona you create rather than spend time with who you are as a person and recognizing your identity? So, hashtag quarantine currency. How are you spending that? And what is that currency? What is the time being spent on? So, I hope this finds you well. Hope this finds you happy. Hope it finds you healthy. If you are at risk at this time, I hope you are taking steps to secure yourself. If you aren't at risk, I guarantee you do know someone who is. And take steps to ensure that you are safe so that your loved ones can be safe as well. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.